Roger, Roger. Were you about to take my doors off here? I didn't even fire up the SB220. It's still set on 40 meters, so I just turned it off and went barefoot.
Well, Cat, drop down a little bit. We might be able to even work barefoot ourselves right now, possibly.
Roger, well, I am barefoot. I didn't have time. I heard you in there, and so wanted to make contact, so I just turned the amp off because it was still set up on 40, Roger.
Yeah, very good, Jim. If you can still hear me, like I said, I'm running barefoot right now. This is old Linko DX70.
Oh, Roger, Roger, yeah. Got a copy on you. What's your location again, sir?
Just above Cincinnati, right by the RML store up here in Hamilton.
Oh, Roger that. And you do have power there? You do have some power?
Yeah. I've got an old Heathkit SB200, but right now I'm running barefoot. I'm running an old Linko DX70 barefoot. I got the Alpha Delta parallel dipole, the DXCC. The one that's got the 10, 20, 40, and it's got the coils that gives you 80. Yeah, that's the sloper from 35 to 25 feet up here in Hamilton.
Oh, Roger that. Yeah, we've got a SB220 here. Like I say, it's still tuned up on 40, so I just turned it off. Didn't have a chance to fire it up. So we are trying to make it there. Probably about 50 watts. This is a Yaesu 990, an older Yaesu 990, Roger.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jim, you're sounding really good. There's no problem at all copying you at all. Like you're in the same room. So round propagation is working really good. Matter of fact, right now I'm swinging about 100 watts. I'll go ahead and drop down to my lower setting. That's about 45, 50 watts. I don't know if you can still hear me this low.
Roger, just a little noisy there, but and your audio fell off quite a bit. In your low power setting, you were about a quarter of the audio than you had at your higher output, at like 100 watts, Roger.
Yeah, QSO, Jim. Yeah, I just logged on QRZ. I'm logging in on I have an EQSL and QRZ. I'm kind of new to this. I've only been doing it about 5 years. But I started doing the paper logs, and once I started doing electronic, and well, it's a lot easier. All I got to do is just type in a call sign that tells me who I've worked, when I've worked them, and what dates and stuff. So I go ahead and I log this on the QRZ, and very nice to meet you, man. I didn't think anybody was out there tonight. I was just throwing my call out there. QSO?
Roger that. Yeah, I was up on 20, and there was a little traffic up there, and not anything interesting though. There's some traffic there, but they're talking about farming or something, Roger.
Well, I tell you what, Jim, we've worked each other before on see now, you're by with me. Yes, you're on the 442.300. You're the one that has the UHF beam that was aimed up here toward the Dayton area, I do believe.
Oh, Roger, on 2 meters?
Yeah, you're on 70 centimeters. 70 centimeters, yep. And also on 2 meters. I got you on 147.790 on 2 meters.
Oh, Roger that. Yeah, I've worked both 70 centimeters and 2 meters up that way. For some reason, Cincinnati area does require some conditions, that don't come around a lot. Now, I can work southeast about every day down to Cross Mountain and, London, Kentucky, and around through there, just about every day with pretty good signals. But for some reason, Cincinnati just doesn't open up that much, Roger.
Yeah, Jim. Yeah, because we just talked with you on the WB8 VSU, the 442.300 repeater up there in Dayton, and used to get in quite a bit with Les, KC8 NTV, No TV, and Brett, KD8 Romeo Hotel Sierra, and myself, KD8RWR. And yeah, we used to come in quite often. Yeah, it's good to hear you. Finally got to catch you on the 75 meters. Yeah, it's a little bit better propagation.
Roger. Well, we do have a YouTube page. It's called QSO-VLOG, where we do live QSO recordings of various stations. We've been doing a lot of VHF stuff, like I say, with down across mountain and Mount Mitchell, which is 6,600 feet. But we are running a recording tonight for our QSO-VLOG segment. If you might go to YouTube and do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that would bring up our QSOs. Right now we have about 60 some odd, almost 70 QSOs, and that's part of our YouTube page called Jim Ferguson's Radio Story, where we celebrate 50 years of broadcasting with about 500 some odd segments. And the QSO-VLOG is just a new item that we started, I guess, about middle of last year, dedicated to amateur radio. Roger?
Yeah, QSO, I'm trying to bring it up on the information that you have on your QRZ page. I'm trying to do a copy and paste, see if I can open that up. There's also a QSO-VLOG, or that's what I'm also trying to put in for my PC to get to open up.
Roger. Probably the QSO-VLOG is the ham part of it. So if you go to YouTube and just do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that should bring up the QSO-VLOGs. And there's one right there at the top that is a list of all of them. So if you go to that one, it'll bring up all of them. And Art Bell is number one, and then I think our latest is not real sure there, but they're all direct recordings. There's no acoustic room microphone kind of recording. It's all direct. Roger.
Yeah, QSO. I see it on the Google. Yeah, bring up on the bicycle giant repeater. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff now. Yeah, I do see that. Don't like it actually got to the YouTube section, the radio story. So yeah, I'm kind of bookmarked. I'm looking into this and find out what you got going there, Jim. But man, it's good to hear you again, because yeah, we still like talking with you, because you had like some homemade stacked homemade beams that you used to come up here right, like I said, in the Dayton area. And yeah, on the 442.300, and we were surprised how well you were getting it up here. And what do you get running for 75 meters right now, Jim?
This is just 80-meter dipole, long wire dipole, and it goes from feed points probably about 50 feet, and the high side goes up to 85-foot tree. At the top of an 85-foot tree, and the bottom side goes, the counterpoise goes down to about 18 feet to a telephone pole, more or less. So that's it. And then through an MFJ 989C antenna tuner for this. For my 80-meter dipole. I'm kind of lazy, so I haven't managed to trim that out. Now on my 40s and my 20 dipoles, I've got those down to almost a 1-to-1, but on that 80, it's so difficult to get it out of the tree up there. I just kind of leave it. The whole secret to dipole antennas is to be able to get to the ends, to trim the ends, and if you can't do that easily, you're probably going to have to use an antenna trimmer or tuner. Roger?
Yeah, QSO, Jim, because I went ahead and I had an infed, one of those 9-to-1 infed units, and I talked to a guy up in Pennsylvania, and I was running a 53-footer. He just put it 98.5 feet. Well, I went ahead and I got this inverted, I got it at an inverted L, 98.5 feet. It goes up around 32 feet. It goes across my yard onto my roof and goes to the chimney. And I just pulled the rest of the wire inside the front bedroom window. And I've got a flat match on that thing from 1.8 to about 1.6 kilohertz. Working 160. I mean, I was absolutely amazed. I was trying to tune it, and I couldn't tune it because it was a flat match. I mean, that just amazed. It just astounded me that and how well it works. The only problem is my SB200 doesn't do 160 meters.
Oh, yeah, your SB200 does not do the lower frequency?
No, it's just 10 through 80 and no walk band. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm probably going to get me an 811H, an AL811H, or if I got the money, a little bit more power than that. But at least something I can work from 160, because it's hard to work 160 without any power at all.
Yeah, 160 is just a tough band to work without some power. I don't even try it, you know. I at one time ran a couple of times on that band, but it just, you know, I'd rather do 80 and 40. I think most folks run 80, 40, and you know, maybe 20 and 10 if they're hot. But if they're not, you know, 80 and 40 does fine for me, Roger.
Yeah, QSO, Jim, because I just, usually 40 in the evenings. There's a lot of nice guys. You can actually throw out a call and somebody to come back to you, which is nice on 40. On 75 meters, usually right around this frequency, 3.810. And there's a nice group of guys that are here. That's why I was on this frequency, because there's a lot of groups here that are, well, you know, they're very cliquey. And, you know, 75 meters could be in the evenings.
Oh yeah. The very frequency. The frequencies are like home addresses. It'd be 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's only 2 frequencies running, and they're 3 kc apart, and they'll continue to run 3 kc apart and QRM each other, because I mean that's their address, that's their home, you know, that's where they are. So it's you know, very what would you call that, territorial, I guess, in a way, but on the other thing, you know, that's their address, their frequency is their address.
Yeah, QSL, Jim. Yeah, KD8RWR, here in Hamilton, Ohio. Yeah, I think it's 3.847, 3.850. They're 3K away from each other, but but that's their frequencies. And I don't even go up. I've been up to 3.9. I've been up there a couple times, but it's just more a lot of the same political standoffs and stuff like that, back and forth. I'd rather just have a nice QSO with somebody, you know, I'm more just talk, get to know each other, stuff like that, than I am just sitting back, just putting down everybody and everything.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, politics is, you know, after a while it becomes boring. I'd rather be talking about, you know, antennas and amplifiers and stuff like that. Could you come back slowly with your call sign again, please?
Yes, Kilo Delta 8, Romeo Whiskey Romeo, KD8RWR, Killer Dog 8, Rich White Republican. So, a buddy of mine told me that that's one of the words, KD8RWR.
Roger. And the name, please?
Tom, Tango Hotel Officer Mike Thomas. I dropped the ass part, so it's Tango Hotel Officer Mike.
Roger. So, Tom, is that a Roger?
QSO, yep. Just like if you're from the area, you know, the Reds, Marty Brenneman, one of the announcers there for the Reds, his son is named Tom Brenneman. and he spells it the same way, THOM.
Oh, roger that, roger that. Well, Tom, we are recording this tonight, so I'll have it posted up on YouTube there sometime tomorrow or the next day. So you'll be able to hear how you're sounding barefoot back towards Louisville, Roger.
Well, that'd be very nice. Thank you, Jim, very much. And yeah, you can do that. Like that, I'm Google right now. I haven't gone to YouTube, so I got Jim Ferguson's radio story at YouTube. And I guess that might be the one education element for potential radio broadcast. Is one of the ones you have a bunch up there. I Googled your, what you said, and there's a whole bunch on there. So I'll be going through some of these and make sure I got the right one. I'm also good on the QRZ, KD8RWR at Yahoo.
Roger, roger, Tom. That Google is, it's there, but YouTube is the one. If you go to YouTube and do that call letter search, that will bring them all up, and you'll see, all of them. And like I say, this one I'll post. It'll be right there at the top, just below Art Bell. And that's the one, it has a what list is. It's got all of them. So when you go to that one, you'll have the whole ball of wax, Roger.
Okay, Jim, I sure will. Yeah, and put a little bit of power on it right now. Not much on lower power, around 400 or 500. But yeah, Jim, nice to meet you again. And like I said, we've always enjoyed our conversations with you and Brett, Les, and I. Talking to you down there, working the UHF band, but finally got back and spent some time talking with you on the HF band. I really enjoyed that. And thanks for coming back to me tonight, Jim. KD8RWR.
Roger, roger. Tom, you're running now about 600. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, it's right about 4.5, 500. I'm on lower power.
Roger, roger. Yeah, it sounded a little cleaner than when you were down there barefoot for sure. So that's good. It's local transmissions sometimes don't work at all. Like we're fairly close to actually be talking to each other. Sometimes you have to get out there about 500 miles to make it work, Roger.
Yeah, QSL ground propagation works, and we're not really doing too much F2 sky. Oh gosh, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But instead of bouncing off the sky, we're pretty much using hopping off the ground looping, I guess. But yeah, I'm up around 800 right now, Jim. KD8RWR.
Oh, beautiful signal, beautiful signal. What's your most interesting contact lately? Well, what's the most interesting contact that you've made?
Got into Singapore on 40 meters. That was nice. And also worked the Congo. I had to bring up my QRZ page. There was a station in Congo, the Republic of Congo, on 20 meters, and I could barely hear them. But I went ahead and fired up the SB200 and threw my call out. And the second time I threw it, they came back and said I was like 20 over. I didn't want to tell them that they were, they were like about a 6, because I couldn't hear them that well. But yeah, that was nice working in the Republic of Congo, and like they worked all continents, North Pole, South Pole. I'm missing one country in South America, and that's Bolivia. So, good luck with that one. KC9VKV, back to you, Jim.
Roger, roger. This is KC9VKV. Your signal is just beautiful. The audio is really, really cutty. It's really defined, and I like the EQ of it real well. I think you'll like this recording. It's like I say, it's not like most of the stuff on YouTube, they just stick a mic in front of the radio. Sometimes not even in front of the radio, just in the room, and it's all kinds of, it's their room instead of what you really sound like. So this is right off the receiver audio, right into the video recorder. Roger, Roger.
Okay, I sure will. I'll bring up my YouTube. Yeah, I'm on YouTube a lot, but I'm into music, so I watch a lot of music videos, a lot of bands that are just getting started. I was in music for a lot of years. Arthritis is not a good thing for musicians, but okay, well, Jim, I'll tell you what, I really thank you for coming back to me tonight, and I enjoyed our QSO. I really did, and yeah, we'll look you up on the I'll bring my YouTube page up, and I'll look this up and find you, and yeah, I'll take a look at it tomorrow, and I really enjoyed this very much, Jim. It's good to hear you again. So, yeah, if you get some time, just drop me an email, KD8RWR or something like that, or I can even send you my phone number, something like that, to, like I said, I'm good on QRZ, and let's continue on. I really enjoyed this. Thanks for coming back to me tonight, Jim. KC9VKV, KD8RWR.
Roger, Roger, Tom, and funny you should mention music. I'm sitting over here. I'm about 10 feet from an MCI 24 track, 2-inch 24 track. Roger.
We didn't have that. I used an old Fostex X15. I think that's what it was called, X14. We used a 4-track cassette. So we used, and then went from there. Then I ended up playing down at Bogart in Cincinnati, and did some small touring with some bands. But I was an odd one. I would play a 12-string, but I'd run it through the big muff, and I'd run it through distortion devices and like that. But nobody ever played a 12-string that was amplified like that. So I had a completely different sound than everybody else did. But yeah, that's back in my 20s, Jim. God, that's been gosh, that's been quite a while ago.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. We have to worry about the statute of limitations there, Tom. You know what I mean. Well, listen, let me say threes to you, and like I say, I'll get this posted either for tomorrow morning or the next. Probably tomorrow morning. I really enjoyed it there, and say threes up that way, and you have a real good evening, Roger.
QSO, Jim. Like I said, always enjoyed our conversations, and meeting you down here on the 75 is really splendid. Splendid. I really thank you. So, KC9VKV from KD8RWR, Tulsa, Ohio, 73, and all the best to you and yours.
N0ARX.
Go ahead, station.
Well, I rolled through here and heard you guys on, so I jump in here. I talked to Vern earlier. He said he wasn't going to get on. He said that Jim and Kelly and some of them was on here, so heard you guys and just thought I'd jump in here.
Roger, Roger. Well, jump on in, man. This this is good conditions tonight. We're pretty close. I'm down around Louisville, and Tom's up there, obviously in Cincinnati. So we have unusual that we can communicate that close together.
I believe you came in here a time or two. Should have talked to me and Vern some of us.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, in Cincy area.
No, I'm in southeast Missouri.
Oh, Roger, Roger. Huh. And what was the call sign again?
The call is November 0, Alpha Romeo X-ray. And Vern is K9MEH.
Roger, Roger. Did we, let's see, when was that? Do you recall?
I don't remember. I'm just pretty sure I remember you coming in here one night when all the group was in here. Well, your voice, I know I talked to you before. Your voice is really familiar.
Roger. Well, I have been on this frequency before. I do Kentucky phone net on 3810. Yeah, 3810. Roger, Roger.
I think you know Vern.
I think it sounds familiar. Not right offhand, but the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, Vern's usually on 40 meters a lot on the 7 to 208, somewhere around that area. I believe it's Tom
7205 maybe?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay, and now it's coming to me.
He's here at night, usually on 205 during the day.
Roger, yeah, 205 is real close to the disaster channel.
Has that got any better?
I'm sorry?
Has that got any better?
I don't think so. It's still like a large collection of, I don't know exactly the term.
Kind of like 14.313.
It's a train wreck mostly.
Well, most of the people that's on there, if you'll recall, listening to them is the same ones that was on 313.
I believe that. By the way, the other station that's in there, I think the subtext was ARX. I'm not really sure. This is Tom up here in Ohio. I'm trying to get your call started.
Okay, Tom. I believe you've been in here before, too, haven't you? The call here is November 0, Alpha Romeo X-Ray. N0 ARX. The name's Danny. I'm about 2 hours south of St. Louis.
Okay, that's what it was. I'm putting a K instead of the N. So, okay. Well, it's very good to hear. You're sounding good. You're a good, strong signal. Audio's a little weak, but you're perfectly copyable up here in Hamilton. I'm running about 800 watts with a DXCC parallel dipole antenna up here in Hamilton.
You guys are both just barreling in here now. Sounds good. Normally I'm on a Flex 6300, but tonight I'm on my backup. I'm on a Yaesu ST950, and I'm running about there's about 1,060 watts right there.
Roger. Danny, when you get on the audio, boy, your audio really comes up. You might be just a tad light on your audio modulation some.
You think I'm just a little bit light?
You could try coming up closer. I think that'd probably do it.
Okay. I brought it up just a little bit right there. N0 ARX. That make a difference?
Oh yes, sir. Much.
Yeah, Danny, we worked quite a few times on this same frequency. Yeah, I've been on there quite often. I thought you sounded familiar, and he said, Danny, I looked you up. Yeah, we worked about 4 or 5 other times here on this frequency. Tom in Ohio, KD8RWR.
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, I remember talking to you too. So, yeah, there's usually a pretty good group on here late at night, and I think I can pick up the voices better than I can the calls.
No, I know that. I really do. Now back over there to the Jim, KC9VKV, KD8RWR.
Roger. Boy, I'm so sorry I don't have my amp on tonight. I just, like I say, it's still tuned up on 40, so I just turned it off so I could work 80 without a catastrophe, Roger.
No problem. You're sounding great here. No problem at all, Jim.
Roger, Danny, are we making the trip out through your way?
No, you're doing a great job.
Really surprising. When you got it, power, you do get used to using it, But there is the downfall. I don't call usually a general CQ anymore, because if you're running a kilowatt and you make a general CQ call, it stands to reason that you'll get 10 folks coming back to you, at 50 watts, thinking that they're giving you the same signal that you're giving them, and actually they'll be right in your noise level. You'll be really hard to understand them, and you get 7 or 8 of those in a row. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there. Sure is. N0 ARX.
Tom, I'm sure you have that problem from time to time, Roger.
Yes. I finally found a vlog. I finally found your vlog. So I'm going to go ahead and log it here. So, I'll be looking for that tomorrow, Jim. Yeah, I looked at your other, something about a radio, I gotta bring it back up again. Yeah, the radio story, and from the radio story, Jim Ferguson's radio story, I found the vlog QSO.
Oh, roger that, roger that. Yeah, the radio story is the main site. We've got about 600 some odd segments of that, where we celebrate 50 years of commercial broadcasting. And then the QSO-VLOG is a segment in the radio story that is dedicated to ham radio. So, Danny, I don't know if you caught any of the earlier conversation, but if I'm recording tonight, and if you would like to hear yourself, you could go to YouTube and do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor at YouTube. Just go to YouTube and do the call letter search KC9VKV, and that'll bring up my QSO-VLOGs, where I have about 60 some odd QSOs there. And this one will be right towards the top of the list there. There's one that has a list that has all of them in there. And this will be number 2, just below Art Bell. Roger?
Okay, that's Kilowatt Charlie 9, Bravo Kilowatt Victor.
Victor Kilowatt Victor, KC9VKV, Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. Roger?
Roger, roger. Yeah, I'll certainly do that.
Well, all right, I'm going to jump out of here, man. Had a real good time, real good QSO, and I'll say threes to all you guys. And Tom, have a really good night. Thanks for the comeback there. You are sounding bodacious. And Danny, your signal's coming in good too. I didn't get your antenna. What kind of antenna are you running, Danny?
Normally I am on a folded dipole at about 57 feet, but I burned or something happened to my balun here a while back, and believe it or not, I'm on a G5 RV for a backup.
Roger, roger. And just out of curiosity, which direction is that running? East and west, north and south, or how?
It is running east and west.
Running east and west. Well, so then you would be radiating north and south. So actually, I'm almost getting your signal from off the end, Roger.
Yeah, I believe you are.
Yeah, mine is running. I kind of split the difference. It's running northeast to. It's running southeast and northwest. That's the way it is. So I'm kind of a catty corner between, all the directions, I guess.
I'm running north and south with my Alpha Delta DXCC parallel dipole.
Roger, yeah, and so that's why I'm getting such a good copy on you, because we're almost north and south-wise, we're about even, so I'm just catching you right off the broadband part of your antenna, Roger.
Yeah, QSL. I've also got this, that infed. I do have it set up, but I haven't got all the tuning done, and it is getting kind of late, but I'm going to do some more work on this infed I have, this 98.5-foot infed. I do have it set up. I would like to maybe get a separate tuner so I can switch between 1 and 2 to see how the difference is. But I hand it back to Tim, N0ARX, KD8RWR.
Roger. Danny, your radio is a what?
Well, my main radio is a Flex 6300, but I'm actually not on it right now. I'm on my backup rig is a Yaesu FT950. That's what we're playing right now. Hadn't played it for months till about a week ago, and I decided to hook it up, and I've just been playing it since.
Roger, Roger. Well, if it works, don't fix it. It sounds good. Like I say, you might work just a little closer to Mike there. What's your output power?
About right there. I'm on the LT100A looking at it. There's about about 1066 right there, about 1066 watts.
Roger that. Roger that. Well, it's because I'm on the end of your antenna. If you were running east and west, no, north and south. If you were running north and south, then I would be probably copying you about 20 decibels hotter, because you would be broadband to me, Roger.
Roger, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I'm going to jump out of here, man. It's getting late. I did want to try to get down on 80 meters tonight, 75 meters, into those lower frequencies. I've been up on VHF, UHF for the past few months, doing all kinds of long-distance DX work on VHF. That's my dear love there. My furthest so far is Mount Mitchell, which is about just a little over 400 miles from Louisville. So I've been to Mount Mitchell about 7 or 8 times, and it's always really exciting to make a communications contact on VHF that far away. But the latest one has been Cross Mountain, which is just around Knoxville. So that's about a 240-mile trip. But anything over 60 miles is nice to write home about. Roger.
Yeah, we've been to Mount Mitchell, to Mount Mitchell before. Actually ate dinner up there. They have a restaurant up there on top. And the day we were up there, I saw several hams up there, making contact.
Roger. Well, I've got this little quadcopter. I think I might someday take a little journey over into the hills there and make some video of. I'd love to do Mount Mitchell's tower and antenna system. Just do a quadcopter pan around up there, and then go down to Cross Mountain and La Follette, and just document those antennas, because those guys bang out too, Roger.
I guess our guys get up there pretty often out in Mount Mitchell, huh?
Well, pretty much. Like I say, I've been there 7 times. Usually it's about 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30. It's conditions on VHF usually get stronger during the early morning hours, like from midnight to 8 o'clock. It kind of builds, and then after 8 o'clock it starts falling off. So I get there just about at drive time, and I've been lucky enough to have the original owner of that Mount Mitchell station on the channel at the time, and been able to talk with him a little bit. I've got QSO-VLOGs of those contacts, and really, people that kind of are like explorers. He was a very forward-thinking person that realized that Mount Mitchell would be the ideal location for a ham repeater station, and so in 1982, man, he started that repeater station up there, 6,600 feet. Can you imagine that?
So you can hit that from your place?
Roger. Yeah, it just is a joy every time. And so, like I say, it's about been 8 times now, and Randy is usually on the frequency every time I come in, and we're pretty good friends down there. He kind of chaperones me through, and Kevin over at Cross Mountain. They're all folks that monitor their repeaters quite a bit, and so when I come sailing in there, man, they do everything, lay the carpet out, the red carpet, and everything.
Can you hit it any time?
I can hit it sometimes. Now, obviously, the further away it is, the less abilities I have. There's one that I've been trying to work. Let me see what that is. It's Holston Mountain. Now, it's a part of that group down there in Tennessee. I'm not exactly sure what Holston is, but the frequency is 145, 110, and that one is not quite as reliable as far as propagation. But the other ones, the La Follette at 147, 360, and the Cross Mountain at 145, 470, they're in there quite often in the early morning hours. And again, another one that is seldom in there is that Mount Mitchell one. And I guess it is the difference between certain miles away. The conditions. I use what do you call it? The VHF propagation map on the internet to let me know what's happening quite often. I used to have to go around. I've got maybe 10 repeaters in various locations on a regional basis that I would go around and sample just to see what relative signal strengths of return were from those repeaters, so I get some idea of what the propagation situation looked like. But now that I've got that map on the internet, man, that makes it so nice. It breaks it down into the whole United States. Actually, if you keep panning, you can pan the world as far as VHF conditions, but I usually just look at Louisville and go out from there. But then they have maybe 5 or 6 different color blobs, and those blobs represent the intensity of the opening. And they have the highest one, I think, is 500 kilometers. And when you get that one over you, boy, Katie barred the door on that.
2 questions. Did you hit the Mount Mitchell anytime?
No, It's all when you get past, I think about 175 miles. I can hit 175 miles. Like London, Kentucky is 150 miles, and I talk to those guys every day. But and that's about 2 layers down, 150 miles. But past that, it is really conditional, and maybe it goes from every day to maybe 2 times a month or something like that,
What's the name of that map you're talking about on the internet?
The name of the which?
That propagation map you're talking about that's on the internet. What's the name of it? I'd like to Google that.
I tell you what, if you Google APRS APRS/propagation map. I think Google would give it to you. APRS/propagation map. A VHF propagation map.
Do they have? Yeah, I see it there. Do they have one for HF?
I think you could probably get HF off the front page of QRZ. In other words, when you go to QRZ, I think they have a little propagation thing right there on the front page that says what the various HF bands are doing.
I kind of like the map, though.
Oh, it's neat. It's neat. And I believe that map is constantly updating itself. In other words, I don't even think you have to refresh it. I think it refreshes itself.
Yeah, I've got it here. That's pretty neat. They're kind of, so does that mean like, where there's one big old yellow blob, it's all shaped funny, does that mean that whole area there should propagate?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you look at the color hue, the color of it, you'll see a color chart down there which will indicate the miles that might be available. In other words, how intense it is would represent how far you could go. So you have the one, and the light one, and then you have the one at the far end, which has got 500. What do you call it? Not miles, but the other shoot. I can't even remember what it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really like this map. I'd like to find one like that for HF too. It's actually a map.
Well, I'll tell you, once you Google APRS/HF band propagation and see see if Google would give you something on that.
Station.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pull off tonight. It's getting kind of late, so it was good to hear Danny again, and good to meet with you again, Jim. KC9VKV N0ARX KD8RWR group, and man, I gotta sit her down. I'm getting tired. So 73, my friends, and I'll look you up on the YouTube page tomorrow. And so 73 guys, KD8RWR, Tom and Hamilton.
Roger, Roger, Tom and Hamilton. Sounding bodacious. To coin the CB phrase. You'll hear it. Have a good night, Tom. Three's that away. Enjoy the evening, and you have a good day tomorrow. This is KC9VKV.
Good to talk to you again, Tom. Get it here and join us Sunday night. We're usually here. Come on back. I'm getting tired myself. I'm going to hang just a couple more minutes, and I'm going to do the same. 7-3, Min0ARX.
73 guys, KD8RWR QRT. Thanks.
Roger, Roger. Danny, if you had a menu in your radio to bring your audio up a couple of clicks, I think that would really be outstanding.
How about just the mic gain, N0ARX? Is that better right there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You get a bunch louder. I mean, it's like you're running about 20%, and then when you cranked it up there, it really made a difference. If you go to YouTube tomorrow and hear it, you'll realize the difference there, Roger. Maybe let's see. When I come back, maybe take it up another couple of clicks and let me see what it sounds like, Roger.
Okay. Hold on a second here. Okay, N0ARX. Test 1 2 1 2. Okay, yeah, I'm filling up the ALC now, so it should be about right. N0ARX.
Oh man, that's beautiful. Yeah, I would run it like that. I would run it just like that, man. That just makes all the difference in the world.
Though, it's kind of funny. The band does affect that because there's times that I can have it, excuse me, turned up pretty high like that, and it'll be too much, and I'll end up with little RF, and I have to back it off. And then there's nights like this, I'll get in there, and it's not enough. So the conditions does play with that even.
Well, probably what you have is maybe a slight marginal RF in the audio situation there, and that could be when you turn up, you pick up a little bit more RF. Now, if the higher the frequency, I have found that the higher the frequencies, it tends to get into your audio a lot worse. Usually down on 75 meters, it's not a problem. But if you go up to 20, that 20 wants to, the RF wants to get into the audio, and that would cause that feedback. But on this band, that audio where you have it sitting right now is just beautiful. No RF in the audio, just clean as a tack.
Okay, well that's good news. That's good to hear. That's what I want it to be. Kind of enjoying playing with the little Yazoo because it's been so long since I played. It's kind of fun. I do miss that pan adapter though.
Oh, Roger. Yeah, the finer things in life. Well, listen, I'm going to jump out of here, Danny. Been a pleasure, and like I say, I'll have this posted on YouTube tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe the next day, but hopefully tomorrow morning, Roger.
Okay, well, I'll keep checking until I see it then.
Roger, yeah, just go to YouTube and do that call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, and right at the top will be the one that usually has the list of all of them, and just this one, if it's there, will be the second one, the one right below Art Bell. Roger?
Okay, yep. Well, I'm going to get ready and go to bed myself. I'm really getting tired, so good to talk with you. Come back anytime. Well, I know you are here often, but come back late if you get a chance. And I enjoyed it. 7-3, and hope to talk to you soon. God bless. From N0 AR.
Roger, Roger, Danny 3 is that away. Keep that audio right there, man. Sounds beautiful. Catch you later. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. We'll be clear.